everybody. Welcome back to the February PC here at Maitland. I am Jackson. This is Landon. We've done this a lot. We've done this a lot today.
Yeah, it's only one more time after this. Only one more time.
Yeah, only one more time after this. We're getting top four ready for you. Riley versus Lewis, and here is our top four bracket. Riley Fectura versus Luis Diaz. This is the game that we will be covering on stream. Brady Smith versus Hunter Braum on the bottom half of this bracket.
And I mean, we're not really too surprised about Riley and Brady being up here so far, because I mean, we know who they are. They're both top competitors. Hunter is a player who's been amazing. He was on stream earlier. He lost, unfortunately, but he's genuinely a phenomenal player in the Florida scene. Yep. So he's not surprised that he's doing well on here.
He's on the Florida team for USPA, which is kind of like the Victory Road World Cup, but for just the United States, and he's done incredibly well in that in the past. He was the only undefeated player a couple of seasons ago, and he's had an incredibly good run this season.
Yeah, we have great players right here. And if you guys notice, so I just want to let you guys know this in advance. I'm technically playing because it's my Switch on screen. Yeah. Because we had to have someone borrow a Switch, so I so graciously,
Okay. So the stream graphic is currently incorrect. That is not Brady Smith on the right. That is Riley Fectura, and that is Luis on the left. Luis's team: Chiyu, Glamora, Tatsugiri, Dondozo, Tornadus, and Fluttermane. It is the attack boosting order up on Dondozo, and Riley is running almost the Riley 6.
The Riley standard.
King Gambit, Amoonguss, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Raging Bolt, Shen Pao, and Ogerpon Hearthflame.
Yep, the same 6 that we saw on stream earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a very big Dondozo lover. I'm a little offended that it's going to be on my Switch. I'm not a very big Dondozo fan, but you know what? Anything for the people.
Hey, if he wins, it might be on your Switch again. Yeah.
But yeah, we do have the wrong layout for teams right now, but that'll get fixed in a second. Don't worry about it. So this is our top 4. Riley Fectura, we saw him play against Janice Lee. They played again in top 8, and again Riley Fectura won 2-0, as he is a very great player, as we all know.
Yep, and then Luis has not been on stream yet today. Here is Riley Fectura's accomplishments: five-time regional champion, and the top 4 at this past LAIC, 5-1 in Swiss. We know Riley; he's good. He's got the King Gambit, Amoonguss, Urshifu, Raging Bolt, Shen Pao, Ogerpon.
It's a very physical-heavy team with that Raging Bolt instead of the Dragonite. He's got that one switch up.
Yeah, it helps balance the team's damage a little bit more. I mean, there's a reason he's been doing good with the team. He's very comfortable with it. It's a very well put together team. I've lost to it myself.
Yes, yep.
It was a very good time. Here is Luis Diaz, also 5-1 in Swiss. Top 8 at the 2016 Orlando Regionals and top 64 at the Orlando Regionals this past year.
And wonder how he's going to do this year, And so here's the set we have. We actually have a 2-2-2 setup with Luis Diaz. We have the Chiyu Fluttermane, like we've seen several times before, along with the Tornadus and Glamora, like we've seen before. And like I said already, I don't like Dondozo and Tatsugiri, but they're here too.
It is the only Dozo in the tournament.
Well, thank goodness.
What do you mean thank you were complaining about it? What do you mean thank goodness? You still have to cast this.
Best of luck to both players, but
yeah, this is going to be interesting because this is the first. We have seen Glamora Dondozo do well in tournaments before. We have seen it on stream many a time, but this is the first time I personally have seen it with this Power Herb set with the Glamora. Glamora has since the I believe it was Blueberry Academy, the Indigo Disc that gave us Meteor Beam back. And ever since then, Glamora has taken on a wildly different form than we have seen before.
Oh, absolutely. It's
nope.
been way more hyper offensive.
Yeah, no focus sash, no assault vest, just power or meteor beam and blow something up 90% of the time.
That's what Glamora does now. And actually, we were talking about this earlier. Fluttermane has a misty terrain. It has Moonblast, Misty Terrain, and Icy Wind. No Shadow Ball, no Dazzling Gleam, but Misty Terrain is there.
Misty Terrain is probably there to prevent the Dondozo from getting poisoned or burn itself. Because
I would imagine that, yeah.
That's probably the biggest threat. That's the biggest, targeted down kind of threat that Luis has on his team. But we are getting into it. Top 4, Riley Factura versus Luis Diaz. Urshifu Shenpao for Riley and Torn Glim for Luis Diaz.
Yeah, this is gonna be a heck of a game one. Both very offensive starts from both players here. Urshifu, everyone knows how competitive, not competitive, how
good
offensive of a Pokemon it is, and Qianpao with that sort of ruin ability, it's gonna go to town. These are genuinely just two very, very powerful Pokemon for this situation.
Yep, absolutely. We have seen these go up before. Tornadus doing what it always does, setting up a Tailwind.
Oh, absolutely.
Glamora going for that Meteor Beam, thing we have seen it do on stream before today, getting that special attack boost, overflowing with space power. Power Herb will allow it to get that +1 and attack in the same turn.
Is it going to hit?
And it misses
It avoids
the
attack on the Qianpao. Surging Strikes is going to take out that Glamora. With the Glamora didn't even get to do anything. Yes, there's the Toxic Spikes going out, and it will go out twice, meaning that everything coming in will be badly poisoned instead of just a normal poison.
But still, that's a very unfortunate miss for Luis.
Oh, it's very unfortunate, for sure. And I'd imagine that an Ice Spinner is coming out onto this Tornadus. If not...
And it is.
Yep. It looks like this is a 2 knockouts and 2 one-hit KOs in the first turn of this top 4 match.
Yeah, Riley in the driver's seat from the very beginning. We also do not see the Dondozo in the back for Luis. We see the Chi-Yu Fluttermane.
Oh,
with the Tailwind.
Look at me.
Yes, they have the Tailwind up. That is important that they do still have the Tailwind up. But it's hard to see Luis's path through this when Riley has taken no damage, and this Fluttermane does not have the damage output we have seen historically.
Yeah, this Fluttermane does not have the special attack boost. It has the speed boost. It was already faster in this situation, though. I would imagine a Terra Fairy Moonblast coming from this Fluttermane, but you never know at this point.
Yeah, it's a precarious situation. He has to play every move perfectly through the rest of this game to have a shot at coming back in it. And given that his opponent is Riley, it might not even get to that point.
That is true. It's just an unfortunate situation for Luis to be in right now.
Moonblast comes out.
One shot doesn't even need that. Wow.
Just picked up the Oko. Heatwave comes out from this Chi-Yu. This one connects onto the Shenpao. Shenpao brought down to its Focus Sash. Do we see the burn? We have seen it on stream once today. We do not see it
today. So the Ice Spinner should be taking out that Fluttermane.
It just hangs on.
Barely hangs on.
Yeah. O'Reilly sends out this Amoonguss in the back. Eats up those Toxic Spikes. No longer a threat to Riley's team. And we're going to see the tech from Luis.
We're gonna see this Misty Terrain that we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's going to prevent this Fluttermane and Chi-Yu from falling asleep, and this Chi-Yu might have enough in the tank to pull this game back.
It also makes it so that, that Qianpao can't do a Sucker Punch on that Fluttermane.
Yeah, that's true. And assuming this Chi-Yu lands this Overheat into the Shenpao slot, that means that Riley's down 2 very offensive pieces. And it's just Amoonguss, and it's going to be Amoonguss and a partner against Fluttermane Chi-Yu with one turn of Tailwind remaining.
Yeah, with Tailwind remaining. And Tailwind, even if it's one turn, all turns matter.
Yeah, we're going to see a Terastallization from Riley.
I'd imagine it's on the Amoonguss.
It is on the Amoonguss, desperately trying to keep it alive in front of this team. Terra Water, going to be the best possible Terra for it right now. Going to resist both the Icy Wind and the fire type attacks from this Chi-Yu. Protect from the Shen Pao, trying to keep it safe as Fluttermane flaunts that Misty Terrain, getting the preventing the Spore from Riley potentially going off. We see this Chi-Yu going for the Heat Wave. It's going to pop into the Protect of Shen Pao, and it misses the Amoonguss.
Misses the Amoonguss. That's very bad. That's very huge for.
And Pollen Puff is going to break the sash on Chi-Yu.
Wow. So this is. I mean, Fluttermane's in a certain situation where it doesn't look like it's able to do an attack right now because of Sucker Punches from Riley's side.
Yep. Until this Shen Pao goes down, Fluttermane cannot attack safely, regardless of the Tailwind.
Yep.
Sucker Punch does come out, going to fail because it's targeted into this Fluttermane. Heat Wave's going to come out. It's going to miss again.
Who does it miss?
Misses
The Shen Pao. Oh, that's
and Amoonguss is going to take next to no damage. Pollen Puff going to come out again into this Chi-Yu. Tailwind is gone. Speed Booster is still active for Fluttermane, but this Shen Pao is all of a sudden much faster than this Chi-Yu.
That's very crucial for Riley Factura. Being faster than that Chi-Yu is very important in this situation. It's that Heat Wave miss definitely cost the end.
Yep, and now we are in a Sucker Punch mind game with Fluttermane versus Shen Pao. Fluttermane needs to attack to take out this Shen Pao, but Shen Pao can only beat this Fluttermane with Sucker Punch, assuming it gets the Protect. Fluttermane goes for Protect. It's going to fail. We see what it is from Riley. We see Rage Powder come out from Amoonguss. What is this Shen Pao going to do? It's going to go for Ice Spinner.
Taking out that Misty Terrain.
Riley wins the Sucker Punch mind games as this Chi-Yu is left all on its lonesome in a 1v3. Mist disappears. Spore is once again on the table. Heat Wave comes out. It's going to miss again.
Who's it miss?
Misses the
Shen
Shen Pao.
Wow. That's
Amoonguss is going to take next to no damage. Chi-Yu has to see the writing on the wall. Heat Wave.
It's like that's insane.
Yeah,
that's just disappointing.
Now Terra has not been popped for Luis, so there is an outside chance, but it's a long shot.
Yeah, it definitely. It's so weird seeing my character.
Yeah, no, we see the Terra Ghost on the Chi-Yu, trying desperately to stay alive in front of the Sacred Sword. Shen Pao just going to protect, just going to keep itself safe this turn.
And
scouting for the Terra. Heat Wave, gonna pop into the Protect once again. This is one you do not mind missing, and I spoke into existence.
It misses. The amount 3 Heat Wave misses in this one game.
Actually, there was 4 because it missed both of them twice.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
And we're going to see the forfeit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's no out here.
It definitely went to the Heat Wave miss. That was very crucial.
Yeah,
to the game.
First Heat Wave miss, I believe, was more vital than the second one.
It was more vital than I think all the rest.
Then the rest. Yeah, any of the missing the Amoonguss is not a big deal because Amoonguss was now a water type and it's incredibly bulky. And that second one doesn't matter a whole lot because Riley still has a Mon in the back and the Fluttermane was gone. But having that first Heat Wave miss really spun the game in Riley's favor, and we can see why Riley, with all of his years of experience, has favored 100% accurate moves. No Icicle Crash, instead we go for Ice Spinner.
Yep.
We see all of these 100% accurate moves coming out from Riley for this reason. But I suppose that's the game we play, ain't it?
Unfortunately, it is. That is the game we play.
So here's the question. Do we see the Dondozo this game?
Yeah, I know you would love to see the Dondozo.
No, like legitimately, like Riley brought Shen Pao, Amoonguss, and Urshifu. If you bring the Fluttermane and set up Misty Terrain so you can't get spored, and then bring in the Dondozo Tatsu and try and go to town from there, does that give you a better chance at winning than the Glimtorn?
I mean, only time will tell, you know.
Only time will tell,
only time will tell.
As we go into Game 2, Urshifu Shen Pao once again for Riley, and Tornadus Glimmora once again for Luis.
Same leads from both. We don't know what their back Pokemon are, but hopefully this Glimmora doesn't miss again. Hopefully it doesn't miss again.
Yeah, that was also big. He missed.
Very unfortunate.
Yes.
The amount of misses on Luis's side just felt unfair.
And you think, that can't happen again, can it?
No, well, they do. They do that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes.
So now we're having the questioning on whether you should Terra Grass because of that last game, and I don't blame Luis for wondering this.
I don't blame him for hesitating on this move either.
It's
Such a bad early turn for Luis. We're going to see no Terra. Tailwind comes out from Tornadus once again. Does the Meteor Beam connect this time? This is the big one. Because
Does
if it
connect?
connects, this Shen Pao is brought down to Focus Sash. And that was the thing that mattered last game, is that those heat waves kept missing. No, it's going
no,
to hit
it's
this
gonna
time.
hit. It's gonna hit that Qianpao.
Shen Pao comes down to Focus Sash. That's a big hit. Big hit. We know how that changed last game.
And this Urshifu hits into that Glamora again.
Just going to take the Glamora out. No fear of the Terra Grass. No fear of the Toxic Spikes. Just getting this threat off the field.
I wonder if last game 1, turn 1, that there was a double up into that Glamora, just the coverage on that Terra, because we saw an Ice Spinner come out from that Qianpao. That is
That
a
we did.
possibility.
That is definitely a possibility. But we're going to see the Ice Spinner come out into this Tornadus. And as we saw last game, that should just be a one-hit KO.
That should, yeah.
No chance of missing. And the Tornadus goes down.
Wow. It's just, wow.
Yeah.
That is,
And we're going
that
to
is
see Luis's
something for
back
sure.
two. It is again Chi-Yu Fluttermane.
we'll just hope,
Just running it back from
just
game
hoping
one.
it does better this time.
Yeah, he probably figures, I missed so many moves that can't happen again, can it?
You'd be surprised.
Yes, let us not speak that into existence. Knock on wood.
Knock
but,
on wood. Yep.
but we're going to see what can happen these next two turns, because
I mean, let's hope the heat wave doesn't miss this time. That's all I gotta say. You know, it's like
Yeah, we're going to see a similar play to what happened last game as Riley switches out his Urshifu.
into what Pokemon is the
Bringing in
question.
the
It's that
Amoonguss.
Amoonguss. Ooh, that heat wave on the switch in though. That could be a
Eats
problem.
the poison, eats the toxic spikes. Riley probably trying to get through this tailwind so he can have the Urshifu have the speed advantage it likes to have. Fluttermane going for the terrestrialization. It's going to be that Terra Fairy, going to get as much damage down as it possibly can.
Yep, this is a very crucial turn for both players. That Sucker Punch doesn't do too much damage thanks to that terrestrialization. And the Moonblast, not going to do too much damage going into this Amoonguss.
More than I thought.
I agree. That was more than I thought.
And
A
Heat
Heat
Wave-
Wave hits both of them.
Double
That is
KO.
crucial.
Double KO.
That is very crucial.
That's very important.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Louis still has turns of Tailwind remaining as Riley is left with this Urshifu and one other piece. It's going to be that Raging Bolt. Terra is still available for Riley.
Yeah, Riley still does have that Terra option available. That Raging Bolt has the Terra Fairy, and that Urshifu has the Terra Grass as both as great options here. It's just a wonder of which would be better, and who does Louis target? Like, because there's just a whole mind game going on right here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because there's no need to Misty Terrain. There's no need to Misty Terrain this turn.
No need at all.
Yeah, Moongus is down. It does not give you any more benefit. Urshifu, Raging Bolt are both weak to this Fluttermane. Urshifu going for the Aqua Jet into this Fluttermane. Does a
Doesn't
bunch
do
of
enough.
damage.
Does the
Thunderclap
Thunderclap? How much does it
comes to
do?
the Fluttermane.
Oh,
It's a KO.
ooh, that's very smart because the Beats of Ruin is working on your side here.
Yeah, that's a KO. Fluttermane is going to go down in this Chi-Yu, going for that Heat Wave. It's into double resists. Urshifu takes a good chunk, but it's Chi-Yu against the world. He's got one last turn of Tailwind, and the Urshifu has locked itself into Aqua Jet. Can he pull this out? Aqua Jet comes into the Chi-Yu, brings
Oh,
it
that's
extremely
just too good
extremely
of
low.
a situation.
Thunderclap comes out.
Riley
Chi-Yu
Factor
go down,
taking that last knockout and winning the game.
advancing to finals here.
Wow, I mean, that end game with the Thunderclap and Aqua Jet, it was amazing. That's a great play on Riley's part. You know, it's definitely super important to get those plays in. If Louis thought to protect on that Fluttermane, he maybe would have had a chance, but at the same time, Riley was just in too good of a position.
Yeah, I think the winning play here was the Aqua Jet, because you have the choice scarf, right? And the choice scarf lets you move faster. And we've seen today that there are Urshifu foregoing like the priority move on these choice sets. We saw the Urshifu Dark without Sucker Punch, but this is why you keep the priority move on the scarf set, because of situations like this where you're outsped anyway. Fluttermane's booster speed, so even if the Tailwind isn't there, you're still slower.
You're still
than
slower than that Fluttermane.
Yeah, but having the priority there,
it was very crucial for that end game, and that's what won Riley the game.
Yes,
and that was just great play.
Yes, absolutely. Game 1 obviously was a little unfortunate for Luis. I don't think anyone's going to try and take that away from him, that he lost a little bit due to luck.
A little bit
At
due
least
to
a little
unfortunate
bit.
luck.
Just a little bit.
It was definitely unfortunate.
Yeah, but that game 2 was firmly Riley's from, I think, not from the get-go, because we saw the Chi-Yu Flutter was able to turn the tides in the Tailwind, but having the priority moves was a huge deal and won Riley that game.
Yep, absolutely. It was a very good game between both players. I really enjoyed that. It was like, it just shows you why these two players made it up here. Like we said before, this top 8, we saw it and we were like, oh, this is stacked. it was crazy. We have like some of the best players we know here. We had Janice, Riley, Brady, Robert, Hunter. It was we like Patrick. Every single one of these players are recognizable by people who play in the local Florida scene. It's no wonder why all of these players did so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Little disappointed we didn't see the Dondozo. I'm sure you're not disappointed.
I'm not disappointed at all. Not at all. I'm so glad I wasn't played on my Switch. It's just 10 out of 10 experience for me.